If you haven't figured it out already, I like movies a lot, but you may not know the kinds of movies that I like. So today I thought it might be fun to talk about my 5 favorite movies. It has some of the funniest comedy sketches of all time, I think, and I think this is a movie I definitely had to watch twice to fully enjoy it. But it's so wacky, and I quote it constantly, and I think it's helped shape a lot of comedy, and I think it's super funny and influential. Um, Number 4, Forrest Gump. A lot of people in recent years have labeled this movie as a right-wing pro-America propaganda flick, which isn't what it is, like, at all. I adore this movie. I love that we see someone who is mentally challenged doing all these amazing things. This movie has its problems, but Tom Hanks' acting is impeccable. There's some very emotional moments, and there's also some very funny moments. Number 3, Breakfast Club. A lot of teenage movies try too hard to relate to teenagers and fail. Teen movies made for teens always fail. It seems if a movie about teens is made for adults, it can understand teens better, probably because they have less restrictions. This movie is very good at portraying teenage angst and problems. The characters are cliches, but they're really well written, and you actually really care for them. And the movie has some iconic scenes and some great acting. And it's just, everything about this movie is so great. I don't really know what else to say.
So she said, what's the problem, baby? What's the problem? I don't know. Well, maybe I'm in love. Think about it.
Number 2, Shrek 2. I've already talked about this in my first video, so I'm not going to talk about it too much. This movie has an amazing soundtrack. It's funny, the characters are interesting, and I really love the first one.
Thanks a lot, asshole.
Number 1, The Big Lebowski. I cannot put into words how much I love this movie. On every rewatch, I notice another detail. It's so funny. There's some amazing acting. It's an interesting story, and the dude is just like the coolest. It's a pretty complicated plot, but it took me a couple watches to really understand what was happening. But it's also not that complicated. Like, it's also simple, and like there's a lot of plot points that go unfinished, but you don't really care. And I think this movie is extremely well made and one of the best movies of all time. If you haven't seen it, I would definitely check it out.